Brandgate is best nation. Dragon Empire. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Steven Rodriguez. I'm your true champion, and before I get into anything about this video, I just wanted to say one gigantic thank you to each and every one of you, because as of recording this video, we have officially broken 10,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and I am just so amazed with how far this channel has come and just how much this community has grown. I mean, thanks to you guys, I get to just sit here in this chair and talk about some of my favorite card games ever and build something that I didn't even think was possible. So I'm not going to get too into this, but from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much. I have some big plans for the channel, and hopefully we can do some great things in the future. Now, on to today's video. As I'm sure a lot of you guys know, Vanguard overdress recently got announced as the new era of Cardfight Vanguard, and with this new era of Cardfight Vanguard came so many changes. Literally everything about Vanguard is different, from the anime to the rules to literally what Cray even is. And with all these changes and all these plans for the future of Vanguard comes a lot of opinions. And basically what I did was I went on social media and I asked you guys to share with me your thoughts and opinions about all this overdress news. I'm going to say whether or not I agree or disagree, and hopefully we can have a nice fun discussion about sort of everything that's happening within the future of Vanguard. So that way, not only am I giving you guys my own personal opinions, but I'm dissecting basically everything that's happening in the community with all of this overdress news. And because you guys love talking about overdress, apparently, I have a ton of submissions to go through, so this video might get a little long, but bear with me, it should be really fun nonetheless. If you guys are excited for the continuation of some awesome Vanguard related content here on the channel, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell for notifications so you know when my videos go live for you. And be sure to leave a comment down below saying which opinion you thought was the best, or which one you agree with the most when it comes to Cardfight Vanguard overdress. But without further ado, what do you say we hop in and check out these spicy takes you guys have on Cardfight Vanguard overdress? Let's begin. I am balls out stoked. When I saw the 3 formats graphic, I was like, another reboot, but I soon realized that the nation-based focus and fresh lore, my discomfort would be nothing more than growing pains. I was ready for V when G ended, and I'm gonna love Vanguard 2.0 too. All right, let's get this little elephant out the room really quick. 3 formats is scary. We barely were able to sustain 2, and if you ask me, we didn't even do a good job of handling those. So that is a fear. However, I will say, given the current economy of card games with like online tournaments and what Bushiroad seems to be wanting to do for both premium and V premium, signs are looking good at first. However, the scare is not initial, reactions or plans. It's long-term plans for supporting 3 formats. It does not seem feasible, but for now I'm feeling hopeful, but I'm keeping an eye out for sure. That's all I gotta say right now for the 3 formats thing. I'm sure later on in this video we're gonna get another thing talking about it. I'll bring up some other point if I have to, but for now, just know, not a fan. Long-term sustainability is going to be a problem. On to the second point here, though, of like being ready for Vanguard 2.0, essentially, I completely agree. I think V has run its course. It lasted like a year too long, in my opinion, and I'm ready for something fresh and new, and right now, overdress seems like the freshest and newest thing I've ever seen, so completely agree. Deck building in Premium just got crazy good, near limitless potential. 100% agree. I know I just said how much I don't like the 3 formats thing. That's based off of like being able to sustain 3 different formats. If you look like within each individual format, I think they're gonna be super cool metagames coming out, especially in the full premium one, where you can use basically every card ever printed. And the reason for that is the change to the nation fight system. So now any card they create in overdress, if it's for Dragon Empire, Brandgate, or whatever, supports like 8 or like 5 different decks in the all-out premium. So being able to customize, being able to build on your current ideas in premium is going to be super cool. I think we're going to see like a very dynamic format, not necessarily a balanced one, but just constantly changing and evolving as any new set comes out, which will be super cool. In V, it always felt like, oh, this set was pretty good for standard, but pretty bad for premium. Oh, this set was really good for premium, but pretty bad for standard. I think now every single set that comes out for overdress, V premium, or premium is going to cater to the premium audience, which is going to be super cool for just adding to the breadth and depth of that format. Vanguard will lose a big part of its uniqueness and clan identity with this new nation-based system. So yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this point in particular. I agree that like clan identity, associating yourself with a clan, watching it grow with you throughout the years of playing Vanguard was a big reason why people love Cardfight Vanguard. However, if you look at it from a design standpoint, it is probably one of the worst things about Cardfight Vanguard, because now that same level of love and appreciation you have for your clan identity is met with equal rage at Bushiroad because they're not supporting your clan nearly as much as other ones. Because there's 24 of them, they have to try and support almost every single year, or some years clans literally get forgotten when it comes to actual support, and that's even worse for the people that actually play those clans. With the nation-based system, we can have more balanced and equal support every single year for every single nation, which, like I said earlier, will also give support in the premium formats for every single clan, which is going to be just, I think, the best way possible to distribute the love, as it were, when it comes to new cards, new archetypes, etc. in Cardfight Vanguard. So I agree with you that we're losing clan identity, but everything we're gaining in terms of design and just like future prosperity and just overall support fairness seems like a big plus, if you ask me. I think the anime will definitely need some adjustment to get used to. After all, the direction at first glance might not be the same Vanguard anime like in season 1. I think I disagree. Other than Vanguard overdress like just seeming more mature than all the other Vanguard animes we've seen in the past, I feel like it's no different than any other anime. I mean, if you read the synopsis, you know that it's gonna be about a boy that runs away from home, finds Vanguard, and then makes friends. That's literally every single plotline we've seen from Vanguard up till now. You just substitute being shy or being aloof with running away from home, and you have the exact same storyline as Aichi and Chrono. So I feel like the alienation of their current audience is not happening with overdress. If anything, they're appealing to their current audience because they're making it more mature in terms of art style and edgy overtones. So I think this anime is going to be like probably one of the best received animes to date for Cardfight Vanguard. The new characters have nice designs to them, and honestly the new nation aspects will make Vanguard more fair to the people who want to focus on the nation they want to build and not have to scramble to get multiple boxes for just their specific clans on OG eras. 100% agree. Not only do the new designs look super clean AF, all the characters I think will have a really nice kind of tie into their nation. Depends on how like close knit, you know, Cray is with Earth come the new anime, but I'm sure it'll be some aspect of like what we're used to seeing, like, oh, they have this avatar, they have this person they're connected to, etc. So super big there. And then the second point of like people being able to stick with a nation versus just a generic clan and have guaranteed support every single year is the best thing ever. V Premium is going to be and will be a dying format. Oh, yes, I touched on it a bit earlier, but let's go into V Premium specifically of just how awful it will be, even if Bushiroad brings out support specifically for V-Series during the overdress era, which they have already announced that they're doing. That's great for adding to that format, but if it suffers from the same like power creep we've seen up until current G, it'll just be the same rehashing of all the stuff we've had throughout the past 3 years, which to me has not been an enjoyable thing to keep up with when it comes to playing Vanguard. So why would I do that when I have this standard format, which will be the easiest thing to get into and keep up with, that is new and fresh and fun, and the premium format, which has literally everything within it that I can mess with and try and find my own personal niche that I can support and have just a gigantic love for. Now, I'm still gonna be hopeful that they have some plan for V Premium that I'm not currently seeing right now, but as of right now, even if we get support for it, it just feels like the same problems that we've had for the past 3 years, and I'm not about it. I feel as if we are almost going to have less variety with this being nation-based support, making most deck lists except grade 2/grade 3 lineup the same and have super high prices. Okay, I definitely disagree with this on I think both accounts. Firstly, I don't think the nation-based system will actually create less variety. I think it'll actually create more variety within standard specifically, because not only will you get the idea of like, oh, hey, multiple archetypes can exist within a single nation, and that could be pretty cool to have different kinds of decks, even though they are playing the same nation in a given meta. That's pretty cool. But you'll also have this idea of like, oh, hey, if I want to mix these things that might not immediately look like they can fit together, put them together, I can, because now I have this overarching sense of consistency with the ride deck as well as the same nation flags. That way in the future we could get support that might actually breed this kind of strategy. So I think over time, once more and more overdress stuff comes out, it'll just add to the depth and breadth us players have when it comes to building our decks and making the strategies we want to make competitive and viable. Now, I do understand how maybe what I just said adds to his second point of like generic staples being a problem in the secondary market. I have two, I think, counterpoints to this that might change your mind if you think the same. Firstly, based on everything we know, it looks like overdress product will be very accessible and easy to get. So even if these overdress generic staples exist, you can probably get them pretty easily. And so the super high price tags might not even be possible to have in the secondary market. So that's kind of cool. So that's already taking away from that issue. The second thing about the whole like super high price tag thing is even if there is like this crazy generic staple that you have to get if you want to play Dragon Empire or Stoica or Brandgate or whatever exists, even if that exists, you'll buy it and you'll get utility out of it, because if it is a generic staple, you'll probably get like 6 months to a year's worth of decks being built out of it, which just to me seems super awesome, because what matters most isn't necessarily how much money I'm spending on a single card. What matters most is how much utility I get out of said card. That's what leads to me being satisfied with my purchase. And if I get a year's worth of use and decks being built out of buying like a single playset of a card, I will spend probably a good amount of money on acquiring said playset. TLDR, disagree with this one. I feel like the V-Series was a test run, or at least a preparation of sorts, for overdress. The problem was that they did not change enough. Interesting. I feel like I disagree with this just on the fact that I cannot see a connection from getting Blaster Blade again to losing all of Cray. And maybe that's just me being like a thematic like lore junkie or whatever, but I feel like overdress is just the most different thing I've ever seen Vanguard do that I cannot relate it to anything they've done previous. But I guess if you want to look at it as like a restart of what Vanguard was to what Vanguard is now, that's technically what V-Series was for G-era format or whatever. But even then, it wasn't that different. I mean, all they did was get rid of strides, introduce gifts, and then make Vanguard a simpler game. I'm sure we're gonna get like, oh, gifts are gone, whatever the new thing is will be here, over triggers are here, nations are here, all these new things. But the game might still be simpler, at least for like the first like 6 months, maybe even a year, depending on how much support we really do get for overdress specifically. So for that reason of like, I guess overdress being like a restart of what Vanguard was, that's pretty similar to V-Series, but given how many different things they're doing, I cannot say it's similar to V-Series at all. It feels like a completely different form of Vanguard that I've never seen before. Now, obviously, once we know effects and know archetypes and know mechanics, I'll know for sure how similar it is to the reboot of V-Series, but for now, I just don't know enough, so I have to disagree. They better not neglect lesser liked clans in the new nation-based design. I think I disagree with this one because I just don't think it's gonna happen. I mean, sure, we're gonna have like different aesthetics, like, oh, those are the animals of Stoica. Oh, those are the depth spooky ghost things like Grand Blue for Stoica. Like, it's gonna be probably easy. Like, I'm sure there'll be aesthetics within nations that we can draw parallels to from clans of past Vanguard, but it's not gonna be like, oh, there's a Daikaiser, oh, there's an Overlord, oh, there's a Victor, you know what I mean? Like, it won't be like that cut and dry, I don't think, of them like literally paying homage to these old clans, but it could very well be possible. Brant still exists. Brantgate's gonna be a thing. I'm sure there'll be some reference to Link Trigger somewhere. Stoica is still fish and water. Bermuda's still gonna exist as like their own thing. So there'll be references to every clan probably, including the lesser liked ones, but I do just truly believe that overdress will be just completely new things in general, and while they may be thematically similar, they will not be connected at all to the past clans of Vanguard. So while I may pray that I get another Overlord every single day, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon with the overdress cards. I remain unable to process it all for myself, never mind fire off any questions for someone else. 100% agree. I mean, if you guys watch back at my like live stream reaction to the 2021 announcements, I was just like losing my mind the entire time and was unable to speak, let alone process it all in one given stream. And the reality is we got more information after that of more designs, more rule changes, and just more stuff in general. And all in all, I can say that I'm happy. I'm looking forward to the future of Vanguard, but it did take me a while before I was really able to look at it all and go, okay, this is a good thing, because it was just so much. And with a video like this, I'm actually processing it even better than I thought I ever would. So thank you guys for that, much appreciated. Mori-san is a very great producer with many accomplishments, so I'm pretty excited. Yeah, that's right, we do have a brand new sort of producer and team for Carve Vanguard overDress, which I think was kind of responsible for a lot of these new ideas. And I think the head guy, Mori-san, is a Shadowverse guy as well as a Magic guy from back in the day. So I look forward to seeing as well what his plans are specifically for Vanguard moving forward. And I believe he's actually very in tune with the audience, and maybe he'll be very upfront with what and transparent with the decisions he's making, which I feel like has been a problem in the past when it comes to Vanguard doing things. So you never know. It could be fun to see where he takes things. I have faith that he has good ideas. Really excited. Cards shown are insane, especially in the lore trailer. Ride deck is great, and the over-trigger system just looks so fun. Okay, a lot of points here. I agree that the cards look gorgeous. I just love the new designs of everything, including the new nations. I love the aesthetics of like Dark States, Stoica, Brandgate. They all look so great. The ride deck, I think it is great as well. Adding just a generic consistency for every single deck feels really good. No one likes misriding, so you know, always a good thing. And then the over trigger system looks so fun. I agree, it's fun, it's cool, it's neat, it's different, but I don't know how I feel about it, because I don't like the sackiness that we already have in Vanguard, and introducing a one-of trigger that does so many broken things whenever you check it just seems so nuts to me. But it will add to some pretty dynamic gameplay and probably be pretty hype whenever it does happen for you, and pretty not hype whenever it happens against you. So you know what, big feelings on both sides. I guess it's a wash. Part of what made the game fun initially was the ability to combine decks and try to make things work. So the combining of clans into nations allows for that level of deck building, at least to a more controlled extent. So I think what's being said here is like, before we had the restrictions of clan fight in Carve Vanguard, people used to like mix decks together, like Dark Irregulars, Mr. Invincible, or like Gold Rutile plus like insert Counterblast card here, like Kagero or Mega Colony or whatever. But the parallel to that with the whole nation-based system, I don't think makes sense. While I agree it's a good thing that we'll be able to kind of like mix archetypes, have like the ability to be as generic or as specific as we want within nations is overall a good thing. I completely agree with that. I don't think the reasoning is the same. I just think it's a good thing because it's a good thing, and not necessarily because it like parallels back to a thing we used to do in Vanguard's past. Because back in the day, the reason why people did that was because if you wanted to play Mega Colony or you wanted to play Dark Irregulars or Spike Brothers, you couldn't, because you fathomably did not have enough cards to actually support your main strategy. So you were kind of out of necessity mixing them with other things that already existed. That is not what we're getting in overdress. We're just gonna get pure support for whatever you want within your nation. So I agree with the sentiment, but I disagree with the reasoning. With the $4 starter decks, I can finally get some of my friends who've never heard of Carve Vanguard to finally play Carve Vanguard, which is honestly very exciting for me. 100% agree. The $4 starter decks are by far one of my favorite things about the decisions for Carve Vanguard overdress, because not only do they make the barrier to entry super low for getting into your game, they do it in a fair and balanced way by providing a start deck for every single nation before the first set even comes out. So if you're someone like me that wants to get into new card games and loves doing their research and wants to go, oh, what do these colors or archetypes or decks do? Oh, I like this one. Okay, how can I build it? Oh, I can just buy this starter deck and a couple of cards from this set, and I built that deck. oh my god, that's amazing. This will breed casual players, it'll breed competitive players, it'll breed so many new kinds of players for our community that will add to our active user base, add to the longevity of the overall enjoyment of our game, and just be an overall amazing thing. And I cannot wait till they start leaking what these cards do in these starter decks so we can see just how truly cool and broken they end up being for Cardfight Vanguard. And boom, there you guys go. That'll go ahead and do it for all the thoughts and opinions you guys share with me on Cardfight Vanguard overdress. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell for notifications so you know when my videos go live for you. And if you guys have any suggestions for other videos that I can do like this in the future for any other game that I play or for Vanguard again, be sure to let me know down in the comments below. But with that being said, I've been your TrueChampionSteven. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to work hard, rest easy, and live well. And I will see you all next time. Peace.